Hello, welcome. Hello, hello,
Hello.
hello, hello, hello. Welcome to Unequal Sequel. My name is Dave, and this is the wrong intro to this. This is
Yes,
the wrong.
it is.
Yes. Hello, my name is Dave. No. Hello, and welcome to Unequal Sequel.
Extra.
Don't worry, we'll leave that all in. That's all
We
for your
got
amusement in the end.
Eventually.
Welcome, everyone.
We are both quite tired. We both forgot that we were supposed to be recording today, and now it's really late.
We shouldn't be recording today, but it's because we've got busy recordings on other days.
Yes.
We've got a busy week of podcasting, to be honest. And we already recorded the other day I can't remember what we recorded. Oh, Disenfranchised. We recorded that the other day, which is out. You should go check it out. About John Carter on Another Slice. And then we've got a couple more episodes to record for season 5, big ones. So that's fun. And yeah, we watched a film. We decided, guys, listen up. We've decided we're going to do Extraction 2. The Flash will become probably next week on Another Slice.
On Another Slice.
When Rich has seen
Extraction 2 is definitely a sequel.
Definitely a sequel.
Whereas the Flash, we would be kind of like, is it a sequel?
I've seen it. I can tell you, still not quite sure. So, Extraction 2, definitely a sequel from the 2020 Extraction Netflix special. Came out, I believe, in the pandemic. So it was, I feel it came to a point when everyone really needed a new film. So God bless them for that. And thank you. Rich is now going to do his classic synopsis. This is quite simple. So, right?
Yeah, relatively. It's not got much of a story, I guess.
It has not. It's in title. So Rich is going to do that. Then we're going to talk about if we liked the first one. Then we'll talk about if we liked the second one. And then blah-de-blah-de-blah. We'll round up. Is everyone okay with this?
Yeah, I'm sure they're fine.
This is how it works.
I'm sure they're fine. Yeah, this is what we normally do, isn't it? Bear with me. I am quite tired. I may miss things. So, Extraction 2... it takes place after Extraction, funnily enough. But the end of Extraction, everyone thinks that Chris Hemsworth's ridiculously named character Tyler Rake.
You say ridiculous. I think brilliant, but carry on. This is
ridiculous.
Good.
Is dead. We all think he's dead, although does sort of tease that he might be alive right at the end. I hope that's not a spoiler for people that haven't watched it. But it sort of teases it right at the end that he's not actually dead.
Does he open his eyes?
No. The kid that he saves dives underwater and you know, like he's practicing to holding his breath underwater. Tyler Rake at the start, the kid's practicing that, and then when he comes up, he sort of sees like a blurry kind of image of Tyler Rake stood by the pool, and you're not sure if he's like dreamt it or if it's real. Or what it is.
Well, that doesn't make any in sync with what happens in the second one. But
okay. No, none of that happens really.
Good.
But Tyler Rake is alive.
Yes,
he is saved and he is alive. And to credit this film, you do see him kind of recovering, which you wouldn't in a lot of movies. So he recovers from his wounds. He's in a cabin in the woods for some reason, and Idris Elba's sent to recruit him by his ex-wife, who wants him to go and save his sister-in-law and her children from a Georgian prison.
You off smashing this. Keep it going.
Because she is married to a bad Georgian gangster dude who has arranged it so that his wife and kids can be in prison with him, but it's clearly not a nice place to be. Tyler does what Tyler does best, breaks into the prison, grabs the kid and the wife, kills the husband in the process.
Well, we're going spoilers straight off.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah, spoilers. and gets them the fuck out of there. In the meantime, the husband's brother, who's an even bigger gangster than he is now determined to track Tyler down and kill him. And the wife and kids, maybe? I think he kind of wants to just kill them all.
Yeah, he's angry man.
And yeah, loads of explosions happen. So far, so Extraction.
I mean, that's really good because the plot is pretty simple compared to what we've had to deal with recently. And shall we do spoilers? You've already dropped one.
Well, I mean, I've already done some, haven't I? So we probably have to. Let's
carry on. There's not mammoth spoilers.
Like you say, it's a pretty simple movie. And
It is.
I'd never even heard of Extraction until you mentioned doing this. And from your description, I did not think I was going to enjoy it.
I didn't think you were going to enjoy it.
However, it's a lot of fun, and I really did enjoy it. And it's not. It's. I don't think it's particularly short, but it didn't feel very long. If that makes sense. I think it's still like 2 hours long.
Yeah, 1 hour 56 minutes.
Yeah, and Extraction 2 I think is similar. I think it's loads longer.
2 hours 2 minutes.
Okay, so yeah, pretty much the same. But they whiz by.
Yeah.
They whiz by. You know?
That's because Sam Hargrave, is that his name, the director?
Sam Hargrave, yeah.
Actually shows, like, I mean, this is a man the director would promise, especially in the action field, doesn't he? That he actually tries something new. Like we were talking the other day about, because Keanu Reeves and John Wick 4 was coming out and Mission Impossible was doing crazy things. The action films nowadays really have to step up and be something different and special.
There is a lot of that kind of like single shot, but it's not really single
fake
shot.
Single
There's a
shot.
couple of
Done well,
fake
though.
Single shot stuff. Yeah, it's done well, and it's if you like action, this is definitely for you.
Yep.
If you want to switch your brain off and watch something a bit silly that's not too silly, then it's also for you.
But
because it's they're both big dumb movies, but they're decent big dumb movies.
yeah, I watched the first one in 2020, literally when it first came out. I really enjoyed it.
Okay.
If you ask me what happened in that film now, I couldn't tell you. I remember Chris Hemsworth like killing lots of people. It's bone crunchingly good. You like the sound effects and stuff like that. Some good chases in cars and explosions. And I remember the bridge
in the first
scenes.
one, he has to rescue a drug dealer's son from a rival drug gang.
Yes.
So he has to rescue an Indian drug dealer's son from a Bangladeshi drug gang. However, he's double crossed because it turns out that the drug dealer doesn't actually have the money to pay him, and he sends one of his men to also kidnap the son. But in the end, they end up working together. And
don't remember that, but okay, great.
God knows. Yeah.
Can you tell me, Nicky and the brother, were they in the first film?
Yes.
Okay.
Nick and Yaz are both in the first film. Yeah.
I couldn't remember. And they're like his handlers?
Yeah, Nick more so. I don't think Yaz is massively in the first film, but they are definitely both in it.
Yeah. This film, Extraction 2, is pretty much made of, let's say, 3, possibly 4 action sequences, and the bits between that don't really need to be there, or, if anything, I think it slows it down slightly. So it starts with the beginning of Tyler Rake being shot, being in hospital, like you said, recovering quite nicely. Then Big Idris comes and then disappears for the rest of the movie. I was like, oh, wow, Idris Elba's
he's
in
it
this
for
film.
like a minute.
Brilliant. I wonder what he's going to do. Nothing. But it was nice to see him. And then after that, you get the extraction from the prison. Which obviously goes wrong, and that goes on for like about 48 minutes or something, and it's intense, and it is made to look like one shot, which you always have to respect, and you're watching thinking, trying to look where the cuts are, and there's a few flashes and bangs and whip pans that can easily made into it, but that first bit's really great. Then they get out of the prison and they get on a train.
Yeah.
Also really great.
They get attacked by helicopters and stuff. That's all pretty cool.
Really fun. It's like really intense. I was like,
more kind of fake single shot stuff.
Yeah. Some of the CGI I think's in that on the train's not great at that point, I have to say.
No. But for a Netflix movie made for probably 60 million, you can't expect the CGI to be amazing.
Well, Netflix flow a lot of money at their films nowadays.
Not as much as like a Marvel do, though. And, there's no way this has got the budget of, say, Ant-Man, for example, and that had shit CGI. So,
Would you have liked to seen this one on big screen?
Probably. It probably would be quite good to watch in IMAX, especially all those single shot action sequences. They'd be quite decent to watch in a nice big screen. However, I was also quite thankful that I could just sit at home and watch it. So, swings around.
It is nice to be able to sit and watch these kind of films. I mean, it is exciting
And it's decent enough on the small screen as well. That's the thing. It doesn't like, you know, it wouldn't be something you go, oh, you'd have to go to the cinema and watch it. You know, it's one you can watch at home.
But it would have been nice. I would like to have seen it because the action scenes are really good. So anyway, after the bridge, the train, they extract somewhere. They extract him to Austria, to a nice hotel.
Vienna, which I think is where Tyler's cabin is in the start, is in Austria. I think that's where he's living.
It must be.
Yeah.
Otherwise they get there very quickly in the next bit. So they get to this building. The son dobs him in. And then...
Yeah, because he's still, like, not sure.
Still loves his daddy.
You know. Yeah, Tyler's killed his dad. You know, he is a bit...
Didn't the mum kill the dad with a spade? I mean, Tyler ripped his hand in half.
Oh, true. Yeah, the mum killed the dad, didn't she? Yeah.
It was very good. Boy dobs him in. Big bad uncle sends a lot of people to this skyscraper which could be a film by itself, to be honest, at this point.
Yeah, it could, yeah.
And that's really great. Some stuff in there is really good. Again,
all like fake single shot stuff.
All fake vehicle shots. There's some kills around some gym equipment, which was brutal. Was great. Again, some helicopter stuff, some car chases. The police get absolutely fucked. It's all really well done. Again,
there's a lot of hanging off the building that
great
makes me
stuff. Really intense.
Cack my pants.
Yeah, really high concept, like smartly thought out action scenes, which at the moment is right in my wheelhouse. So very love that. Then they get away from that, and then they get back to the cabin.
Yeah,
the sister turns up. It's all very emotional because along the way you don't really care about the dead child, but Rich does. I don't think, you know. And then the scary uncle calls, and then Tyler goes to him, and this is the only bit of the film that I think lets it down and slows it down a little bit. It really at that point takes its foot off the pedal, probably at the wrong time, because it is building to the big end at that point. And we've had such a crazy hour and 15 minutes before it, you know, like an hour and a half.
And then it's actually a bit kind of limp.
Yeah.
The ending, like the fight between Tyler and the big bad guy, it's a bit kind of limp. Although I do sort of like the end where the baddie's like, I never stop. And then Tyler's just like, blows his brains out.
Absolute classic. There's some nice kills in there. It just doesn't quite live up to what's gone on before it, which has been so crazy and so intense. And then in my head, I've got to try and decide if that affects the film for me or not, because I was absolutely loving it until that point. And I'm not saying I didn't enjoy the ending. I think it took its the
I thought it would be better if it just ended there, just with the blow his head off, and that was it. End. You
didn't want the bit back at the cabin afterwards?
Yeah, I didn't want any of that crap. Like,
where Idris turns up again. Oh no, he goes to prison.
He goes to prison, doesn't he?
Again, yeah, I can see what you mean. A few Return of the King endings.
Yeah. So he goes to prison, and then his ex-wife goes to see him in prison, and they talk about his dead kid, and he gets a bit of closure that, you know, his kid's final memory of him wasn't him abandoning him, it was that he was going off to save the world. Fucking breaking my heart. Nearly crying like a baby. I was watching this on Father's Day, for fuck's sake. Like,
see, that's where I've no children here. I was like, come on.
And then he gets taken out of prison, and then Idris is there, and he's like, I've got someone for you to meet, the boss, or something along those lines. And then that's it. He gets in the car.
Yeah.
And we don't know what's going to happen,
Netflix,
but there's going to be a 3.
They announced it. Netflix Tudum in Brazil. They announced it's going to be a 3. They released a logo. Hemsworth back. The director's back. I'm not quite sure if Idris Elba's coming back. Who knows this
You'd think so, but you never know.
I'd love to see Idris Elba with a gun.
Yeah, true.
The man's got pedigree in that department. So, but is he going to be too busy playing Bond? Who knows?
Well, I don't think he's going to be Bond. He's too old for Bond.
No.
He's already said he's not going to be Bond. I didn't realise he was written by the Russo brothers.
The Russo brothers produce a lot of tat, and this is one of their good things.
But this is based on a graphic novel that they'd written.
Is it?
Apparently. Yeah, I think so. I'm sure I read that.
Where does this sit
could be
in your
wrong.
sequels this year? This is because we watched quite a few sequels now.
We have watched quite a few sequels. Do you know what? It's it is based on a comic book, by the way.
Okay,
Sorry.
good.
It's pretty high. It's pretty high.
It's really surprising.
than-
It's really surprising.
Better than Ant-Man. This is way more fun
Oh, yeah.
than like sitting through that dross. It's good. I'd say I enjoyed it more than John Wick 4, to be honest.
No way.
Yeah,
Okay,
I did.
this is great.
I
because
wasn't
differ.
baffling with like lore that I didn't understand. But yeah, I kind of.
It is
yeah,
a very,
I
it is
think
a
I
very
probably enjoyed it more than
simple,
that.
simple film extraction too, and I think that is probably the beauty of it.
Yeah, it's definitely one you can watch when you're kind of half asleep, or pay heart with one eye on it on a Sunday afternoon or something when you're doing other things, or having a chat having a conversation with someone and watching it and laughing, and it's not a challenging watch. Let's put it that way.
Is that because
It's 100 times better than Transformers: Rise of the Beasts, which is the last sequel we watched before this one.
yeah, I would put it up there as from the sequels we watched, and especially because Netflix films aren't always great.
No, and I don't think it's a better film than John Wick 4, but I just enjoyed it more. I didn't like.
That's great.
It was just kind of it was nice.
Would you come back to it? Would you watch it again? Is this a series that you're now invested in?
No.
Are you not?
No. I watched 3 when it comes out, but I'm not going to go back and watch these 2 again.
I'm really surprised you like it because you.
It isn't my kind of thing.
No, you don't like pointless action, and
No.
there is a lot of pointless action in this. Rich.
There is a lot of pointless action. It might have just got me at the right time. I might have just been a bit tired, not that fast, and I just needed something to distract me a little bit. Maybe that was it. But actually, do you know what? I might have even enjoyed 2 more than 1.
Well, that's the question that's coming. But they're very similar, aren't they?
They are very similar, but I don't know. I feel like 2's the action sequences, especially the one in the prison.
Oh, it's great. Hemsworth is fucking great, isn't he?
I think it's better than 1. Yeah, he is. He's fucking great. And yeah, I think it might be better than 1. I think it might be.
I think it might be as well. Do you think Hemsworth has been underused in this kind of action setting for a long time now? Because he's done a lot of comic book films, obviously.
I can't think of him as anything but Thor, to be honest.
It's difficult, isn't it? He's done a few comedy parts.
What else has he been? Yeah, well, he's been in that Ghostbusters 2016, hasn't he? Where he kind of didn't have a script.
Yes.
Was that him?
Yes, that was him. I mean, he's done the Michael Mann film Black Hat, which I really didn't like, and that was kind
I've not seen that.
There is a following of that film. He's in an army film called 12 Strong, when he fights in Afghanistan on horses.
Oh, isn't he in that Snow White and the Huntsman?
He's in yes, he is.
And he's in Star Trek, isn't he? Obviously, he's like the dad.
Well, that's where he made his
Chris Pine's dad.
Put him on the map. But it's nice now that and Tyler Rake is such a good hero.
It's a ridiculous
name.
name.
No, but it works lovely, doesn't it?
Also, I'm pretty sure Neighbours is what put him on the map. But anyway,
Neighbours are Home or Away.
Home and Away, sorry, not Neighbours.
God,
I can't even get the right thing right.
I am so sad. Don't know that. I absolutely hate myself. But the name's good because it's like Schwarzenegger's like John Matrix, whatever his name in Commando, this is a little bit. I don't know. It has that DNA of that fun. Yeah. It's fun. It's really stupid, but kind of smartly done in the same area. The plot's nice and simple, which is nice. Which is compared to some of the stuff we watched this year so far, Rich. Right, I've really had to dig deep on the storylines. It was nice, like you said, just to sit down, turn off, and then just watch people shoot each other for like 2 hours.
Oh, I've thought of another thing he's in.
Gone.
The bloody Men in Black.
That is awful. Men in Black.
That's pants.
International.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's in the Jay and Silent Bob reboot as well as himself.
What's he doing in that?
He's just himself.
I can't remember that.
He's just a little cameo in that. But that's not great either, is it? So
no, but people do love
that's
that.
coming from me who loves Kevin Smith. I don't think people do love it. I think people like reverse review bombed it. Kevin Smith fans reverse review bombed it, so it got like 98% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Oh, right. I got you.
But I don't think people actually do love it.
Do you know what this has got on Rotten Tomato? Because some of the...
Oh, that's interesting. We haven't got... Are we just doing Rotten Tomatoes, or are we doing IMDb?
I can do both if you want.
Ooh. I'd say it's pretty solid. Are we just number 2, yeah?
Yeah, just number 2.
So, and what IMDb's out of 10,
out
isn't
of 10, 30,000 votes. Thank you. I don't have to thank the sequelisers for this. I'll thank them in a minute.
No, we thank them in a minute. I would say it's a solid, like, 7.5 out of 10.
Oh, 7.2.
Oh, not far. Not far off.
Okay, so now Rotten Tomatoes, thanks equalisers. Thank you. I just want to give you where the critics are with this. Basically, Helen O'Hara gave it 4 stars at Empire. And then John Bradshaw at Guardian gave it 1 out of 5.
Wow,
so,
okay. So it is mixed. Well, in that case, it's probably around... I can't see it being a movie that critics love, because it's not saying a lot, is it?
No, but it is...
But it is made well.
And it is fun. I don't think this is a bad film.
It's fun. But I don't think critics give, like, fun points, do they?
It depends if they're fun critics.
Yeah, it depends if they're fun critics. And a lot of critics will be quite po-faced. Obviously, like, we know Helen's fun because she's been in the podcast.
Obviously,
but,
yeah.
You know, I would say 60 on Rotten Tomatoes.
76% at the moment.
Good. I'm actually glad about that.
It makes it fresh.
Yeah.
I think there's definitely a market, and I think there's going to be a franchise now. What I don't want them to do with it is Extraction 3 is overdo it.
Yeah. They got to keep it like these two and keep it relatively
I don't need an Extraction universe. I don't need the off characters. Let's just get this story done first, and then
relatively small. You know,
So what audience score quickly? What do you think?
I think audience probably like it more than critics, so I'm going to go 85%.
Oh, 89%.
Wow. So audience really like it.
It's definitely an audience like film, like a popcorn film.
Yeah, definitely.
And if you haven't seen it and we haven't ruined it too much for you, I would recommend it. It's it's definitely up there. Shall we do the question? The question, Raymond.
The question, Raymond.
Oh, it's a quote from Fight Club. What do you want to be, or something when he grows up? Anyway, sorry. Is it an unequal sequel, and what do you score it?
I mean, it's pretty equal because but I would say it's very slightly better than the first one. So, unequal-ish.
I can't argue that. They played. You watched them back to back, pretty much, didn't you?
Yeah, I watched one night and the other one.
And they played pretty nicely back together.
Yeah, really do. And like you say, it doesn't quite make the end of the first one doesn't quite make sense for the beginning of the second one, but you can sort of forgive it.
Like I said, I couldn't remember the first one, and I definitely watched it and enjoyed it because that's why I was so excited for the second one. I didn't have
I
time
had
to
no
return
expectations. I was fully going into this thinking I was going to hate them, fully.
Isn't that good that I think you can be a fan of it and then not watch the first one and just watch and think fuck, and it would make you want to watch the first one.
Yeah, true.
So
true. I think if you watched this second one and then you went back and watched the first one, you might be a little bit disappointed. Maybe. Maybe.
There's stuff in that first one you can appreciate. There's a really cool shot when they're driving somewhere. And I'm still not quite sure how they did it.
I was just thinking the driving shots are pretty cool.
Very cleverly cut. Like, a lot of stuff you think is one shot. It's not one shot, ladies and gentlemen. I don't want to ruin the magic of cinema for you, but if they could all do that in one shot, then it'd be remarkable.
It would, you're right.
But I agree. I think it is I'm going to say it's an equal sequel. I think.
Okay.
But like you, I do think the second one is slightly better, but there's not a lot in it.
No.
And that's not a bad thing, I think, because I really enjoyed the first one, and I really enjoyed the second one. And when I start putting it in the same breath, for me, as John Wick 4 and that, I think that's a really positive thing. Yeah. Not as good as John Wick 4 for me.
Okay.
But
no, but you're right. Probably not as good, but I did probably enjoy it a bit more. That's the difference.
The headspin. But compared to a lot of other sequels this year, because
more fun.
I've been ranking our sequels this year. So when it comes to the end of the year, I know exactly. It's above some films that I thought I'm surprised about now.
Because I can never remember what I've ranked other films. So my scores are probably all over the place.
You should probably do that on Letterboxd. It's an easy thing for us to do.
Probably should do that.
What would you score it?
I think it's out of 7, it's a solid 5.5, maybe.
Strong score.
5.5.
Strong.
I think maybe the first one's a 5 and the second one's 5.5. Yeah, there you go.
Yeah, I will agree with that. I would give it a 5.5 as well, and I can see myself watching it again in the future. I definitely feel like it's got that rewatchability.
Can't remember what I gave John Wick for. So
I think or can I? I know what I've given it on Letterboxd, so that's okay. All I need to know. If I'm wrong, ladies and gentlemen, on these scores, then I don't want to know. So
sorry, we can't remember.
Don't tell me. And I'm excited for a third one. Like I was saying, I am. I'd be interested to see what they do there. It might get a bit samey, so that I think they might have to start thinking outside the box. I reckon there's going to be a scene on a boat or something on water. Just going to put it out there. They can steal my idea if they want. It's fine if you're listening, old Russo's or Hargrave or Hemsworth. But I think they've got to rethink really carefully for the next one, because otherwise it's going to just re-step what they've already done, and they've done so much hard work already to make it really fun and the action really different. And looking forward to it. Very optimistic about the future of the Extraction. I like Hemsworth for this character. I think it works. So, good luck to it. Rich, what you got to say to people?
Sorry, I was looking at something else.
What were you looking at?
I was trying to see what other movies he'd done, but he's mostly done stunt directing.
Oh, that's a good.
Which makes sense. I think he's only done the only full length movies he's done is Extraction and Extraction 2.
Good.
He's only ever done shorts or stunts, but then he's stunt coordinator on Endgame and Deadpool 2 and Infinity War and Ragnarok, and so he's clearly
from good pedigree.
Yeah,
yeah,
and that makes sense.
Yeah,
that makes.
Well, I'm going to interested to see what he does here. I hope, he's so far signed up to do the next one, so hopefully that happens. You never know what happens between now and then, and I think Netflix needs films like this because, I said, their hit rate is not good.
No,
and they normally cancel our favourite TV series. And
they do. Do you know what we'll never do? We'll never cancel your favourite series.
Lovely.
Because we're just not like that. And we're on series 5 now. We've just released this week episode 2 of series 5 with the brilliant Jamie East. So make sure you go and have a listen to that one. And whilst you're there, hit the subscribe button and the auto download button, and we'll drop into your pod player of choice every single week. If you really liked Extraction 2, then get on the old social media. We're on Twitter while it still exists. We're at Unequal Sequel, and we're also on Instagram, also at Unequal Sequel. And you can even send us an email. We're unequalsequel@hotmail.com. If you really, really like us, then head over to anotherslice.com/unequal sequel, where you can find our subscription service for only $2.99 a month. You will get sequels to all of our interview episodes. You will also get our Disenfranchised series. You will get bonus extra episodes where we do film reviews, so you'll be able to hear our review of the Flash movie over there. And also you've got our box set mentality. We've just done Planet of the Apes. Don't know what we're going to do next. Probably Twilight.
Oh, I had a dream about something else last night, so I'll tell you soon.
Oh, okay. Oh, maybe not Twilight. Yeah. Maybe not. But yeah, get in touch. Let us know what you think of Extraction 2. And yeah, love you. Cheers.
Yeah, basically Another Slice is basically like having another podcast for us. So
yeah, pretty much.
So it's good to get on board, and if you need things to listen to in the week, then or the month, there is enough there to keep you going, especially this month. Wow. So there's about 30 extra episodes of Unequal Sequels goodness on there at the moment. Send in all your thoughts if you've seen Extraction 2, We want to hear about it, and then we'll read it out next week. It's the end of the month next week.
Oh my goodness.
We're halfway through the year.
End of the month.
Over that. Yeah.
Wow.
Crazy. So, yeah, send in all your thoughts about Extraction 2. Send in all your thoughts about Transformers, Rise of the Beasts. Send in all your thoughts about Spider-Verse, Across the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man, Across the Spider-Verse, whatever it's called. And also, Fast X was also this month. So,
oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah, we did that as well.
It's been a big month.
Let us know about Fast and Furious 10, Fasten your seatbelts. And we'll read out whatever. People who've got in contact so far, thank you very much. And I think that's all I've got to say. So thank you for listening.
Nice.
Rich, you got anything else to say?
Nope.
Keep it simple, keep it sweet. It's a bye from me. See you on the next one. Sequel to this one. Let's rock and roll, ladies and gents. I don't know where that went. I don't know. Anyways, bye-bye. Bye-bye. I feel like I'm embarrassing myself at the end of this. Oh! Rich is pointing out to me because he's he hasn't done his bye. So
no, because you'd always say it's a bye from
yeah,
him. And then I say bye, but you didn't do it.
Oh, it's a bye from him then.
Bye!
It's a sequel from this one or that one. See you later. Bye-bye. Sorry, mate. I was thinking about other things. For a minute, I thought you were choking.
I think this is going to be quite a chaotic episode to edit.
Nah, it'll be
so
fine.
Enjoy.
It's going to be fine.